Hi guys, my name is Barry and welcome back to the channel. We previously spoke about the evolution of the masks from Michael Myers, but this time I want to go behind the mask. Believe it or not, we've seen Michael Myers' face quite a few times throughout the entire franchise. So in this video, I want to show you all the times that we saw Michael Myers in his actual face form without the mask on, and we'll start from Halloween 1 right up until Halloween Ends. The first time we see Michael Myers is of course set in 1963 when he was just a 6-year-old child. This is from Halloween 1978 when he gets his mask taken off him for the first time, and we just see that innocent, blank, pale, emotionless face. If we fast forward to 1978 within the same movie, when Michael escapes the sanitarium, you get a quick glimpse of his face as he's climbing on top of the car. And then finally in 1978, Laurie manages to take his mask off him for just a few seconds to reveal his face. In a TV edit of Halloween from 1978, we see a young Michael Myers staring out the window. If we fast forward to Halloween 2, we get a similar scene, which is a flashback scene that Laurie has, played by a different actor, but it's supposed to be the same scene. The next time we get to see Michael's face isn't until Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, when he takes his mask off for a little Jamie Lloyd. We do see a tear coming down his eye, but then he realises he's Michael Myers and he needs to put that mask back on again. We eventually see Michael's face again in Halloween Resurrection, but this is a cut scene that was only shown in a teaser trailer for Halloween Resurrection. We don't actually see his face throughout the entire movie, so this is the only time we see it. And as you can see here, this is just young Michael in a home video. The next time we see his face is in Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007, and we see his face quite a lot in this entire film. Obviously, we've got a young Michael Myers that we see in the first 30 minutes of the movie, but the next time we see Michael as an adult, when you see his actual face, is when he takes his mask off for Laurie Strode when he's trying to kill her in the house. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is more of the same. We see a young Michael Myers, played by a different actor of course, because Dag Farish is a little bit older when they filmed Halloween 2, but then when you fast forward to Michael being an adult, he's almost got no mask on, and he takes his mask off throughout most of the movie when he's on his journey from A to B. And when he does put his mask on, the mask is literally non-existent because of the size of the hole in the mask. So when he takes his mask off again after that, we see his face. David Gordon Green's Halloween from 2018 is slightly more obscure than Rob Zombie's versions, because although we do see his face from the side and in the background etc, we don't fully see his face in this movie. His face is always obscured with either the focus from the camera or a tree when he's standing behind a tree etc. Halloween Kills is similar to Halloween from 2018 where it's got a little bit of blurring so you don't see his face fully, but they do toy with the idea of seeing him more and more as these movies progress. Also at the end of Halloween Ends, Karen sees some sort of apparition of a young 6-year-old Michael Myers up at the window. And finally in Halloween Ends, I was a little bit shocked as to how much we get to see of Michael Myers, but I guess because it is the final movie, some people want to see what he looks like after all the burns that he's had and all the damages he's taken from 1978 right up until 2022. If you look at Halloween from 1978 and Halloween Ends in 2022, if you just look at the difference between 1963's image right up until the end and Halloween Ends. So that is what's behind the mask in Halloween. Now there are some movies in the franchise where you just don't get to see Michael Myers' face, like Halloween 4, Halloween H2O. Some of these movies that you don't see his face are maybe some of the better movies in the franchise. So sometimes when you do see his face, it's okay at times, but I think if you show his face a little bit too much, maybe that's where it gets too much for the viewer. For example, Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I think you see his face in those two movies the most out of the entire franchise. If you do strip back Michael's mask, what movie do you think Michael does look the best in out of the entire franchise? Now, if I have to choose any of them, I'm honestly going to have to say Halloween Ends. I think it was maybe necessary to see his face at the end of Halloween Ends because I kind of wanted to see what it looked like just out of curiosity, not because I want to know everything about Michael, but sometimes it's good to see his face. And I think it was quite important that we saw his face at the end of Halloween Ends because we saw his face at the very beginning in Halloween 1978, way back when it was set in 1963 as a 6-year-old child, and seeing what it looked like then right up to the very end was very important for me to see. Some people didn't want to see his face, but I think it was important for the story because we had an opening in 1963 and an ending in 2022. But what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think it was necessary to see his face in any of the movies? And What movie do you think Michael looked best in behind that mask? Leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back! See